data. And I have also had the opportunity of working with a lot of clients. I've also built an experience over the years. And also, I have had the privilege of producing, um, of training about, let's say, 1,000 or more data analysts and helping people to transition into tech. Now you are here with us in Terra Skills, yeah. Basically, our course, the data analytics course is a 3 month comprehensive and intensive training session. We are going to be learning about the three most important tools that you can use as a data analyst, right? We are going to be talking about Microsoft Excel, extensive Microsoft Excel, Excel for Microsoft, Excel for data analytics. It's not the kind of Excel that you think you know. You know, those Excel of this summer. We are going to be diving very, very deep into Microsoft Excel. So we are going to the deeper part of Excel, how to use your Excel for your data cleaning, your data preprocessing, your data validation, data standardization, your how to use your Microsoft Excel to prepare your report, to create your dashboard, to create your visualization, to create your pivot tables, and so on like that. So after Microsoft Excel, we are going to be moving to SQL, Structured Query Language, SQL. This is the coding, or let me say this is the programming part of the course. We are going to be talking about every possible topics, every possible scenarios, every possible functions that you might run, that you might come across as an analyst when it comes to SQL for data analytics. So we are going to be talking about how to create a database. We're going to talk about how to import data, company data, international client data, how you can create a database for a client, impute and then import their data into it, how you can manage those data, how you can work on those data, how you can write a query and run the query effectively, right? How you can basically use SQL for data analytics. And I tell you that if you if Microsoft Excel is enough to set you out to become a data analyst, right? And then you are in a group uh, of applicants for a particular job. If everybody's resume is portraying a very deep knowledge in Microsoft Excel and probably Microsoft Power BI, and then there's you that also flex or they are also boast of having a very in-depth knowledge of SQL on your own resume, I can assure you that you have increases your chances from the normal people that are, let's say, about 60% has the possibility of getting the job, and then you have increased your chances to like with like 30%, making it like 90%. So which means SQL is a very, very big deal when it comes to data analytics. As a matter of fact, almost every other department of tech depends largely on us as a data analyst. And for you as a data analyst to know how to write your query, how to run your query, and how to pull out data from databases is a very, very big deal. And that has taken you from being just an ordinary data analyst to becoming a data professional. We are going to be learning SQL for data analytics. And yeah, don't worry, every of the training, every of the contents you are going to be going through, you are going to go through, they have been extensively and well detailed. They have been extensively discussed and they are very, very well detailed. They have been broken down to tiniest pieces. We didn't assume that you have a prior knowledge of whatever it is you want to learn before. We did not use that assumption. We just assumed that, okay, let everybody start from the very, very beginning. Let everybody start from the very, very beginning. So you are going to be starting from the very, very basics of data analytics. So after you are done with SQL for data analytics, you're going to move to the final part, which is Microsoft Power BI. Normally, ideally, if you want to start out as a data analyst, if you have an extensive knowledge of Microsoft Excel and a very good knowledge of a data visualization tool like Microsoft Power BI, you are good to go. You are good to go. Now, having the knowledge of SQL is an addition, is a bonus that is going to make you stand out. So that is why we had decided to even include SQL to the program. The program is going to run for the course of 3 months. And like I said, we are going to be starting with Microsoft Excel, Advanced and Deep Microsoft Excel. And after we are done with the Microsoft Excel, we are going to have a capstone project in that regard. You are going to get a project to do to like test your knowledge on everything you've learned so far in the week. So that is what we are going to be doing. And also, we have a particular, we have a range of content or topics that we are going to be covering for a week. We are going to be covering, we have a range of topics we are going to cover for a week so as not to make it overwhelming. It is a self-paced course, right? It's a self-paced course, but at the same time, we want to make sure everybody is accountable. So by the time we start the course, like the first, let's say the first 10 or 15 topics is going to be opened to us from this our TerraSkill platform. So you are going to cover those 15 topics for the weeks. I'm just using that as an example. It might sometimes the week might not the topics for each week might not be more than let's say 5 or 6, and there are sometimes that it's going to go beyond like something like 10. So as to make sure that everything is covered extensive. And like I said, you don't need to worry whether we didn't leave any stone unturned. We did not leave any stone unturned. We have a very extensive and a broad curriculum, and we have broken them down into the tiniest pieces for those that have not even had any knowledge about being a data analyst before. So at the end of each one of these tools, at the end of your Microsoft Excel, you are going to get a capstone project. After you're done with your Microsoft Excel capstone project, then at the end of your SQL, you're also going to get a project. This time around in SQL, we are going to be playing the role of a detective. We are going to be taking a murder mystery data set analysis for the SQL project, whereby you are going to be serving as a detective to find out, to use your SQL database, your codes, your program to dictate, to solve a crime, solve a murder mystery. Yeah. So after that, then you are going to move to your Microsoft Power BI, which is going to be the last phase for the final month. And then you are going to have a capstone project in that regard also. Another advantage of learning this data analytics course with TerraSkills is that at the end of our course, at the end of your program, we have a very like something like an internship program where I get to drop a project. I get to drop a project every month for every student, for everybody in the group. So there is a global challenge. There is a global LinkedIn challenge on that everybody is going to be participating in. So I'm going to be dropping the details of each of those analysis. I'm going to be dropping it for everybody in the group. So even after you are done at the end of your program, we don't leave you alone. Right? We still make sure that we still make sure that we follow through, because I have come to understand that it is not about getting knowledge in this age, but it is about getting knowledge and staying true to that knowledge, because most people after learning they just forget. But when it comes to data analytics, everybody has to contribute. Like you have to practice, constant practice. Not there is something we call best practices. There are something we call good practices. This time around, you are going to need best practices to build your portfolio, to build your credibility for potential employers. Because I can assure you that, like the data analytics industry, there are a lot of opportunities. We fit in anywhere. We fit in everywhere. We are needed in every industry, manufacturing, finance, insurance, real estate, and all those. We are needed everywhere, even in the entertainment industry. We are needed everywhere we can fit in. And there are a lot of job vacancies and job openings that I get a day on LinkedIn as for a data analytics role or related data analyst or business analyst role. So this particular course has been built in such a way that to equip you and to help you become either a data analyst. After taking this course, you can apply for any job that has to do with the data analyst or a business intelligence analyst or even a database handler too. So it is a very, very loaded package. It's a very, very loaded package for everyone. So all you have to do is just to make sure you take advantage of this opportunity and improve yourself, get skilled. At the end of the course, you should not let it be what every other person is doing. No, it has to go beyond that. It has to go beyond that in the sense that you have to be extraordinary because one thing that I've learned over the years with over 6 years experience that I've had as a data analyst is that the more good you are, the more the attention that you get, and the more you can, specify your price for your clients. I've had to work with teams, I've had to work with individual clients, I've had to do ad hoc analysis, I've had to work with on contracts too. And I can assure you, every one of it is the same. But you have to first of all get the attention using your skills, putting yourself out there and getting employers' attention and then doing the job. And I think the goal of every one of us learning this particular skill set is to be independent financially. And I can assure you that there are so many international organizations or small business owners where you can just put yourself out there, get an interview, get a job, and then start earning in foreign currency. I have a lot of people that are doing remote, that has one or two remote jobs right now. I have a remote job myself that I do with this. So how good you are is going to determine how best you're going to get the opportunities. And this course is your first step in achieving that. So that being said, I think we should do a little bit of introduction. Like I said, my name is Oluwaseun. I'm a data analyst. I'm also going to be your facilitator for the next 3 months. So I want everyone to mute themselves and let's start from let's have a very brief introduction to each other. Let me start from Elisha. Good morning, good afternoon, Elisha. Can you hear me? Please unmute yourself.
I can hear you.
Yeah, good morning. Good afternoon, I mean. So can you tell us a bit about yourself and what do you hope to gain at the end of the course?
Okay. My name is Baraka Elisha. I studied in Landmark University in Kwara. And I just want to put myself out there with this course. I want to get more jobs. I want to improve myself.
Very well. Very well. That's nice. What was your course of study in school?
International relations.
Right. I think you are still in line with being a data analyst or tech. And one thing that I forgot to add is that one good thing about being a tech person is that tech is not discriminatory. I have had students that studied animal biology that are currently working as a senior data analyst in one of the FCMG companies in Nigeria right now. Animal biology, is it animal biology or something zoology like that, sharp? So which means tech, and I've also had the opportunity of training lawyers too, senior advocates of Nigeria, for that matter. I've had the opportunity of training finance managers to become a data analyst. So it is not discriminatory of whatever your educational background is. What it requires is your in-depth attention, your commitment to it, and constant practice. I'm an engineering student. I graduated as an engineering student, but I think this is one of the things that I enjoyed doing the most, being a data analyst. It gives me so much joy working with data, playing with data, training models, and every other stuff like that. So tech is not discriminatory of whatever it is your background might be in terms of your education. So that being said, thank you very much, Elisha. And Abdul Salam, good afternoon. Can you please unmute yourself and give us a brief introduction about yourself?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
My name is Abdulsalam Ibrahim.
Okay.
I went to University of Usman Danfodio University, Sokoto, and I studied economics.
You are going to. I think you should find this very easier because some of the data you are going to be working with, they are mostly going to be business oriented, except otherwise you decide to shift because after you've taken this at the end of this course, there are so many roles that concerns tech that you'll be able to apply for depending on your level of confidence. For instance, when you are done with this course, you should be able to apply for roles like a data analyst or a business intelligence analyst, a business analyst, and healthcare. You can migrate to healthcare analytics. You can move to database development, database handling, database management too. So it is a multiple in one. It is a loaded course depending on how committed you are to it. How committed you are to it. When people say there is blood money in tech, it's not as if there is blood money literally. Yes, there is money, but you have to put in the work. You have to put in the shift to climb or to get to where you need to be. And a whole lot of it is going to have to do with your confidence. How confident are you at what you can do? So thank you very much, Abdusalam. You're welcome, and I hope at the end of the day, you would have a very good experience, have a very good learning experience. Adeze, good morning, good afternoon.
Okay.
Hello, Adeze, can you hear me?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine.
So can you tell us about yourself and what do you hope to gain at the end of the day?
My name is Ade Beki. I studied computer science from Heritage University.
You are a tech,
And
a tech girl before, or a tech woman already. So this should be easy. This should be an easy ride for you. Yeah, continue. So what are your hopes and your expectations?
from my knowledge, because I don't really know much about data analysis, so
Okay.
it's not web.
You know something about programming?
Yes.
One would expect that being a computer science person, you should have an edge over each and every one of us, especially those of us that did engineering or international relations or even law. So I think your knowledge being a computer science student is going to come in handy. Don't worry. You might not realize it now, but in the long run, you are going to see. So you are welcome on board. Let's go to a Blessing. Good afternoon, Blessing. Hello, Blessing. Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Shewa, and good afternoon to the house.
Yeah, good afternoon. Okay, so can you briefly tell us about yourself and what you hope to gain at the end of this course?
Okay, my name is Blessing. I'm a realtor. I graduated from National Open University.
Okay.
I read business management and entrepreneurship.
Right. So I think business analytics should be one of your strongest points at the end of the course. Yeah, good enough. You're welcome to our class. Lest I forget, this class, this particular session will be over in the next, let's say 13 minutes or so. So if you cannot hear me anymore, just go back to the group and click on the link again so as to rejoin again. I hope everyone understands. So let me move to the next one. Emmanuel. Good afternoon, Emmanuel. Hello, Emmanuel.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
So can we know Emmanuel?
My name is Emmanuel.
Emmanuel is Emmanuel. Rihanna.
So I've never entered.
Can you be a little bit more audible, please?
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I said I've never entered university. So I just wanted to learn a new skill.
Okay. You just wanted to brush up more on your knowledge in data analytics. Yeah, that's good. That's good. And I can promise you that you are going to get even more upgrades from what you've known prior. One good thing about this course also is also to not to demystify what you've known about being an analyst before, but to also validate everything you've known and give you an additional knowledge. And you can pick up one or two additional knowledge from what you know before, right? From what you know before. So, yeah. Fatima, good afternoon. Hello, Fatima.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. So,
My name is.
Yeah, you have the floor. Continue.
Yes. Okay, my name is Fatima Ibrahim Umar. I graduated from Median University. I studied accounting.
Wow. Very well. So, what are your hopes and your expectations at the end of the program?
Well, I expect to be able to use data analysis tools and techniques to solve real-world problems at the end of the course.
All right. There's one thing I can promise you, depending on the approach and the mindset of everyone here, I always look out to enjoy myself in class. And I always look out to pick up additional knowledge because despite my years and wealth of experience, I don't always fail to learn. I always learn. And I learn a lot from my students too. I learn a lot from my students, and I can promise you that it's going to be a very good experience. So, Isaiah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly, boss.
Good afternoon. Okay, good afternoon, and good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Olaiton Isaiah. I'm a graduate of accounting in Abrahamade Sanya Polytechnic, Ogun State.
Oh, wow.
And expectation at the end of the course is that I could get accurate insight and be able to solve problems of organization or individual through the knowledge gained here. Thank you.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Okay, let's Rita. Good afternoon, Rita. Hello, Rita. Good afternoon. Hello, Rita. Can you hear me? Can you please unmute yourself, Rita? If you can hear me, I can't hear you, and I'm not sure. Okay, I think it's your network.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, very clearly.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
Sorry.
tell us about it, Rita.
Yeah, so good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rita Amarachi Nwebo. I'm a graduate of public health. I have like basic foundation of data analysis due to my course, but I want to understand more and learn how to use the necessary tools to carry out advanced tasks in data analysis. So yeah, that's why I'm here. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Let's see. Okay, we have who is PDP? Who owns the power in this class? Or PDP? Or
Good afternoon.
good afternoon. Some of you
My name
people are
is
really funny. Okay, please, you have the floor. You can introduce yourself to us and tell us your hopes and expectations for this course.
Let me address PDP first. My name is Pedepo. People call me PDP. That's why PDP is there.
Okay, it's an acronym.
Yes, it's
Somebody
short
will
for
take.
PDP.
Okay, somebody is going to take your you are a party owner or something like that. All right, you have the floor.
No,
Please go ahead.
I'm a civil engineer. I graduated from Olabisi Onabanjo University, and I don't have any specific targets in mind for data analysis. I just want to see how I can analyze data and apply it to engineering or the financial sector.
Okay, and it might even take you away from your practice and give you a new definition of, let's say, career. Like it can get to be your full-time career. For instance, I really started out after my service year in 2019 or 2020 or so. I had to like completely forget about my mechanical engineering certificate and then migrated completely. I've been tutoring and facilitating as a data analyst before, but I had to immerse myself at the end of the day, and it has been one of the best decisions I have ever made for myself. So yes, it is sometimes it is good not to have expectations, but while not having expectations, you can keep your mindset open for to acquire new knowledge and also to open yourself to the limitless possibility of data. Because I can assure you, one of the reasons why a data analyst, as data analyst, will fit in to every industry is because data is produced everywhere. The amount of words someone says in a minute, if the record is taken down, a data can be curated from it, can be analyzed, and that data can be used to predict what else or what next the person is going to say. So we as a data analyst, we use data, we use live data, we use pre-existing data, we use past data to uncover a whole lot of insights, things that an ordinary eyes cannot see. We bring it out as a data analyst. That is one of our functions. As a matter of fact, that is what we do. We tell a story with our analysis, with our visualization. So as a data analyst, it is going to be an interesting journey. At least if you guys are seeing it the same way I saw it when I started out, it's going to be a very interesting journey for every one of us. And like I said, not to worry, this course has been broken down to pieces. You're going to enjoy every part of it. And you also have the opportunity to ask questions about anything that is not clear to you at any time. And also, at the end of every week, we are going to be having a recap class. We're going to be having a recap class, a 1 hour or 2 hours recap class to recap everything, every topic that we have covered, every topic we've covered for the week. At the end of the week, we are going to have a session where every one of us we are going to discuss everything we've learned. And then anyone that has questions, they can always bring it forward and ask their questions.